Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. I'm Hasham Ali Khan. Already 12 problems I have completed on computation of profits and gains of business and profession. Now this is the last video in which 3 more problems I am going to solve it. That will be the end of this topic of profits and gains of business and profession. So if you are watching continuously for the last few videos, definitely you got a command on how to compute the income from business. So if you join in the middle, you may not be able to understand. So my suggestion to you, watch the videos in continuity. So if first time if you are joining my channel, I suggest you to go to the playlist of my channel. Select the subject income tax 1 for the assessment year 2020-21. Select the topic profits and gains of business and profession. Watch the introduction part. You will get the complete provisions. What are the provisions given by Income Tax Act 1961 for the assessment year 2021 regarding computation of income from business or income from profession. So if you have watched that video, definitely you can be able to understand now the other problems. Now, before starting the 13th problem, I expect my viewers to have a printout of the problems which I have given in the link under my description. So without these problems, you may not be able to understand. So I am reading out the 13th problem. Mrs. Shruti, a chartered accountant, submits the following receipts and payments account for the year ended. Compute her professional income. See, when receipts and payments account is given, how to compute income from profession? Take the revenue receipts, professional receipts, revenue, professional receipts. From that, deduct revenue, professional payments. That means the capital expenditure should not be taken. Similarly, capital receipt should not be taken. The incomes which are chargeable under other heads should not be taken. Only professional incomes we should take. So, one more point. Opening balance and closing balance should be ignored while calculating income from profession. First point. Because here opening balance and closing balance is given for receipts and payments account. So, before starting the problem, I'll just read out the additional information, adjustments given. Gift include 48,000 received from her brother-in-law. Actually, gift received from the clients is a professional income. Normally, the advocates, the chartered accountants, doctors, these are the professional people. They may receive gifts from time to time from the clients, from the patients. The Income Tax Act says gifts received from client is a professional income. But here it is given gift include 48,000 rupees gift received from brother-in-law. So this is a personal gift. This is not a gift received from the patients. So it is not a professional income. So gift received, how much is given in the receipt side? 85,000. On receipt side, 85,000 rupees gifts from clients are given. Adjustment 48,000 received from brother-in-law. So 48,000 will be deducted. So 85,000 minus 45,000 will be taxable. Closing stock of stationery as on 31st March 2020 is 18,000. Printing and stationery is a revenue expenditure. It will be allowed as deduction. But the stock of stationery not used at the end of the year, that will be deducted from the purchase of printing and stationery. Then traveling expenses include 35,000 on her personal trip to Ooty. Normally traveling expenditure will be allowed as deduction because for the purpose of profession, the assessee is traveling or employees are traveling. So traveling expenses are allowed. But here adjustment is given 35,000 included in the traveling expense is for personal trip to Ooty. So this is personal expenditure. 35,000 will be deducted. Remaining will be allowed. Salary include 35,000 paid to household servant. First item given staff salaries. It is allowed as deduction. But in that staff salaries, salary paid to household servant, it's a personal expenditure, not allowed as deduction. So this 35,000 will be deducted from 1,15,000. Remaining amount is allowed as deduction. So adjustment I have explained. Now I am coming to the receipt side. Opening balance, ignore, we don't require. Second, audit fees. It's a professional revenue income. Audit fees is a professional revenue income. So see here, Computation of income from profession of Mrs. Shruti for the assessment year. Audit fees 1,25,000. Then dividend. Dividend is not taxable. Dividend received from Indian companies are exempted from tax. So only working note you should write this sentence. Dividend is exempted from tax if received from Indian companies. We should not take it. Then examiner's fees, it's a professional income. So examiner's fees 65,000 I have taken. Then fee of accountancy work, it is professional income, accountancy work. Gift from clients 85,000, it's a professional income. But in that 85,000 rupees included 48,000 gift received from brother-in-law, that is not taxable, deduct it. Then next one, rent. Rent received, it is taxable under income from house property. It is not a professional income. So don't take rent. Institute fees collected. So it's a professional income. Then interest on bank deposit, it is taxable under income from other sources. Winning from lottery, it is a casual income, taxable under income from other sources. We should not take. We will take only professional income. The incomes which are taxable under other sources, just you have to give a note. In working note, you should write on interest on bank deposit, winning from lottery are taxable under income from other sources. Rent is taxable under income from house property. All these points you have to write. Now payment side. We have taken all the receipts. Take the total of the receipts 3,96,000. From this, revenue professional payments will be allowed as deduction. Now we'll see what are the revenue professional payments. First, staff salaries, it is allowed as deduction, but in that staff salary includes salary paid to a household servant. That is not allowed. So out of 1,15,000, 35,000 are not allowed, remaining allowed. So 1,15,000 minus 35,000, 80,000 will be allowed. Second, books and magazines, it is allowed as deduction. Then office expenses, it is fully allowed as deduction, 36,000. Printing and stationery, 42,000. Printing and stationery is allowed as deduction, but in adjustment it is given there is a stock of stationery left at the end of the year. That stock of stationery will deduct. Remaining will be allowed. 42,000 minus 18,000 is the stock. Deduct it. Remaining is allowed. Then telephone expenses 9,500 allowed as deduction. Next, donations not allowed as deduction, so we will not take donations. Traveling expenses allowed as deduction, but traveling expense includes some personal traveling expenses. Deduct that personal. So out of 68,000, personal is 35,000. So 68,000 minus 35,000, remaining 33,000 will be allowed as deduction. Over all the items we have taken, take the total of the payments. The payments total 2,17,500. Deduct 396 minus 217,500, remaining 1,78,500 is the income from profession. That's it. So this is the end of problem number 13. Now I am going to read out the problem number 14. Dr. Kailash submitted the following receipts and payments account. Compute income from profession. Just like the previous problem, receipts and payments account is given and we have to compute income from profession. He is a doctor. SSC is a doctor. Now see carefully. 14th problem. Receipts and payments account is given. Receipt side. So before seeing the receipts and payments, first we will see the adjustment and discuss the provisions. Stock of medicines at close 11,250, just like the previous problem. Some stock of medicines. Actually, purchase of medicine is a revenue expenditure. The payment side, you can see purchase of medicine 90,000. 90,000 rupees medicines are purchased, out of which end of the year 11,050 stock of medicine unused. So this 11,250 will be deducted. From 90,000, deduct 11,250 and the remaining amount is allowed as deduction. Second, at the beginning of the year, WDV, written down value of assets. Machinery 2,05,000, building 6 lakh, furniture 14,000. Income Tax Act will give depreciation on assets which are used in business or profession. So here at the beginning of the year, machinery is there, building is there, furniture are there. and these assets are used in the profession. So Income Tax Act depreciation will be allowed. What is the rate of depreciation on machinery? 15% is the rate of depreciation on machinery. 10% is the rate of depreciation on building, and 10% rate of depreciation on furniture. And we have to give the deductions according to Income Tax Act. Then consultation fee due from Andhra Pradesh government under Arogya Sri scheme 1,90,000. Some consultation fees is received and some consultation fees is due, not received. According to accrual system of accounting, all the income of the current year should be taken, whether received or not. So this due amount should be added to our profit, added to our income. Then ambulance van rent outstanding 18,000. The first item on payment side, you can see ambulance van rent paid 24,000. So payment side it is saying 24,000 rent paid, ambulance rent paid. Adjustment it is saying 18,000 more is due. So this outstanding will be added. So 24,000 paid, 18,000 due. Both we add up and both are allowed as deduction. Next, during the previous year he received 3 lakh rupees from a private nursing home and the same is not yet recorded. So this SSC has received 3 lakh rupees as professional income, but that income is not recorded. Now we add up, now we record it. Now we add this 3 lakh rupees in our income because it is taxable. Next, in a bomb blasting incident, 2 persons were injured seriously. Treated by him, an expenditure incurred 82,000 is not yet recorded. This SSC has treated 2 patients who were injured in bomb blast. Expenditure incurred on their treatment is 82,000, but this 82,000 is not recorded. Income Tax Act says it is allowed as deduction because SSC is a doctor and he has incurred expenditure on a patient, but he has not recovered the amount. This 82,000 will be allowed as expenditure. So I explained you all the adjustments. Now we'll start the problem. Computation of professional income of Mr. Amresh. It is Dr. Kailash, not Amresh Kumar. It is Dr. Kailash. Dr. Kailash. For the assessment year 2021. Now see carefully. First of all, I am taking receipts, consultation fee. On the debit side, receipts and payments account debit side, you can see consultation fees. Consultation fee general 4,20,000, under Arogya Sri scheme 1,60,000. So total consultation fees received is 5,80,000. So total 5,80,000. We have to take it's a professional income. Then visiting fee 75,000. I have taken visiting fee 75,000. And sale of medicine 61,000. 61,000. Next one is dividend 8,000. Dividend received 8,000. Just a note, working note you should write down. Dividend received from Indian companies fully exempted from tax. Last one, interest on fixed deposit. Interest on fixed deposit is taxable under income from other sources, not a professional income. So you should not take dividend. You should not take interest on bank deposit. Remaining 3 items you have taken, take the total. This is the revenue receipt. Now from this, revenue payment will be allowed. Now come to payment side. Ambulance van rent. Ambulance van rent paid is 24,000. Outstanding ambulance van rent is 18,000. Abhi pay karna hai 18,000. So add up 24 plus 18, 42,000 rupees will be allowed. Second, purchase of medicines. Medicines are purchased for 90,000, but all the medicine purchased was not consumed. 11,250 stock of medicines is there at the end of the year. So this 11,250 will be deducted. So 90,000 minus 11,250, 78,750 will be allowed as deduction. Next one is salary to staff 70,000 allowed, fully allowed. So salary to staff 70,000 allowed. Next comes income tax paid, not allowed as deduction because it is personal payment. Then purchase of surgical equipment, it's a capital expenditure, not allowed as deduction. And later will give the depreciation on this surgical equipment. Surgical equipment is a machinery. So on machinery, depreciation at the rate of 15% will be allowed. So later on, afterwards, we'll calculate depreciation on surgical equipment. But right now, it is not allowed as deduction because it is a capital expenditure. Second, next one, purchase of life-saving equipment. So life-saving equipment is also a machinery. It's a capital expenditure, not allowed as deduction here. It is not allowed. But depreciation on this life-saving equipment is allowed at the rate of 40% depreciation. Next one is water charges 500. It is allowed. So you can see water charges 500 rupees allowed. Next, electricity 200, electricity 1200 allowed. Next comes telephone charges 3000, telephone charges 3000 allowed. After telephone charges, purchase of shares 5000. Purchase of share is an investment. It's an asset. So capital expenditure, purchase of shares will not be allowed as deduction. Next one, donations given. Specifically, Income Tax Act has given the provision, donations given will not be allowed as deduction. Then, donations के बाद subscription to journals, it is allowed. Subscription to journals 400 allowed as deduction. Next, general charges 4200 allowed. General charges 4200 allowed as deduction. Purchase of books not allowed. Books is an asset. So depreciation on books will be allowed. So afterwards we'll calculate depreciation on books. But right now purchase of books will not be allowed as deduction because it's a capital expenditure. It's an asset. So we have taken all the expenses. Revenue payments we have taken. Take the total of revenue payments 2,50,000. Now deduct the revenue payments from revenue receipt. Revenue receipt is 7,16,000. 716 minus 2,50,000. 5,15,950. From 5,15,950, deductions allowed as per IT rules. So what are the deductions allowed? Depreciation. The first one, depreciation on machinery. Rate of depreciation 15%. I told you these are the rates specified by the Income Tax Act. So 15% is the rate of depreciation on machinery. At the beginning of the year, machinery was 2,05,000. In the adjustment it is given at the beginning of the year 2,05,000 rupees is the machinery value. And during the year, surgical equipment purchased. It is given surgical equipment purchased. How much? Purchase of surgical equipment 1,04,000. 1,04,000 is the purchase of surgical equipment. So add up 1,04,000 because it comes under machinery. Take the total of these two into 15%. 46,350 is the depreciation on machinery. Now depreciation on building. Beginning of the year, building value was 6 lakh. Beginning of the year, building value was 6 lakh. On 6 lakh, 10% is the rate of debt on building. 10% of 6 lakh, 60,000. Depreciation on furniture. Beginning of the year, furniture were 14,000. Depreciation rate 10%. So 10% of 14,000, 1,400. Now, depreciation on life-saving equipment. Beginning of the year, there was no life-saving equipment. During the year, life-saving equipment was purchased. At what price it was purchased? 1 lakh. It is given on payment side. So 40% is the rate of depreciation on life-saving equipment according to the provisions of IT rules. So 40% of 1 lakh, 40,000. Now depreciation on books. Last one, it is given purchase of books 3,000. So books के ऊपर depreciation 40%. So 40% of 3,000, 1,200 rupees is the depreciation. Last one, expenditure on 2 persons who were injured in bomb blast. And expenditure incurred is not recorded, but Income Tax Act will allow because it's a revenue expenditure of the SSC, 82,000. Now take the total of these deductions, 2,30,950. Subtract 5,15,950 minus 230,950, 2,85,000. To this we add unrecorded incomes. some incomes are there which are not recorded in receipts and payments account, but these are professional income. So added. Which are the professional incomes? Consultation fee due from AP, Andhra Pradesh government under Arogya Sri scheme. Government scheme is the Arogya Sri scheme. Under that scheme, this SSC has to get the money from the government, due from the government. So it's an income of the year. So we add it. Similarly, receipt from private nursing home unrecorded. Private nursing home, he has to receive the income from private nursing home. It is due, not received, but it is the income of the current year. 3 lakh. Now take the total. 4,90,000. Now add up 285 plus 490, you will get 7,75,000 as the income from profession. So this is the end of problem number 14. Not only computation, but also in examination you have to write the working notes on each and every point what I have explained. While watching this video, watching this video, write down the notes, whatever I am explaining here. It will be helpful for you. So we have completed 14 problems. Come on, now we'll start the last and final problem. Problem number 15 on profits and gains of business and profession. See the problem carefully. Profit and loss account of Mr. Bansi Lal for the assessment for the year ending 31st March 2020 is as follows. Compute income from business and tax liability for the assessment year 2021. So we are given the profit and loss account. P&L account is given. So debit side we are given few items, credit side, then net profit. The net profit is 1,84,660. So our calculation, the starting point of our calculation is net profit. You can see computation of income from business of Mr. Bansi Lal for the assessment. Net profit as per profit and loss account 1,84,660 given in the problem. Now first we'll see the additional information. What are the adjustment given? The present rate of gross profit is 15% and the earlier it was 20%. Actually for calculating business income from business, there is no need to calculate the percentage of gross profit. We don't require it. The details of interest debited are rupees 6,000 for working capital, 2,000 for purchasing an asset and 3,000 for personal loans. That means for different purposes loans are taken from bank and interest is paid. And the total interest paid debited to profit and loss account is interest on loan 11,000. Totally 11,000 rupees interest on loan which is debited to profit and loss account. Now here it is given the breakup. The breakup of those 11,000 is 6,000 the loan is taken for working capital. Income Tax Act says if the loan is taken for the purpose of working capital and interest is paid, it will be allowed as deduction. The condition is the loan should be taken for working capital, then interest on loan will be allowed. So here 6,000 rupees was the interest on loan for working capital, allowed. 2,000 rupees for purchasing an asset. Income Tax Act says if loan is taken for the purpose of purchasing an asset and interest on loan is paid, that is not allowed as deduction. That is not a revenue expenditure. So this 2,000 rupees will be disallowed. Similarly, 3,000 for personal loan. The SSC has taken personal loan and interest is paid on personal loan. It is debited to profit and loss account. Not allowed. So out of the three, interest on loan taken for working capital purpose allowed. Interest on loan taken for purchasing an asset not allowed. Interest paid on personal loan not allowed. Next, rent payable is 750 per month. So 750 per month means 750 into 12, 9,000. So for 1 year, rent is allowed as deduction for 9,000. Because 750 per month, 750 into 12, 9,000. But how much rent is debited to profit and loss account? In profit and loss account, rent was debited 7,000. When we calculate rent for the year comes to 9,000. Whereas in profit and loss account, rent is debited 7,000. It means 2,000 rupees rent is outstanding. Out of 9,000 rupees rent, 7,000 is paid. So 9,000 minus 7,000, 2,000 rent is outstanding rent. And Income Tax Act says outstanding rent is allowed as deduction. Outstanding rent is allowed as deduction. That's why I'm deducting. See here, rent outstanding 750 per month into 12 is 9,000. Out of 9,000, how much is debited to profit and loss account? 7,000 is already debited. How much is not debited? 2,000. That 2,000 is allowed as deduction. That is a new point. And prepaid insurance 1,200. Insurance paid in advance, that is called prepaid insurance, not allowed as deduction because this prepaid belongs to the next year. So prepaid insurance will not be allowed as deduction. So general insurance, how much is debited to profit and loss account? General insurance premium 4,200 is debited to profit and loss. Out of 4,200, 1,200 is disallowed, not allowed as deduction. So here you can see general insurance premium prepaid, paid in advance, not allowed as deduction, 1,200. SSC is unwilling to claim 4,800 telephone charges and 5,100 for depreciation on business assets. This SSC does not want the deduction on two counts. What are the two counts? First, 4,800 telephone charges, he don't want the deduction. Similarly, 5,100 depreciation on business assets, not allowed as deduction. So Income Tax Act says, if the SSC does not want to claim the deduction, ignore it. Don't give the deduction. If he is willing, we will provide. If he is not willing to take the deduction, let it be ignored. But depreciation is a mandatory deduction. Whether the SSC like it or not, depreciation will be allowed as deduction. It does not depend on the discretion of the SSC. So this depreciation will be allowed. A sale of 30,000 is not recorded in the books. Sale of 30,000 is not recorded. What is the percentage of profit? Here in the profit and loss account it is given gross profit 15%. The percentage of gross profit is 15%. So unrecorded sales 30,000. 30,000 into 15%. 4,500 is the profit on unrecorded sale. Profit on unrecorded sale, that will be added. Profit on unrecorded sale 15% of 30,000, 4,500. For achieving the sales target, one of the distributor presented a TV set worth rupees 17,000. He has achieved, the SSC has achieved a sales target. So appreciating his services, the distributor has presented a television, a TV worth rupees 17,000. So Income Tax Act says, when the SSC receives the gifts or present in appreciation for his services, it is a business income. It's a business income. So this 17,000 is taxable. Salaries to employees is paid through bank, except for watchmen, whose monthly salary 2,000 is paid in cash. Income Tax Act has given the rule. Any expenditure, revenue expenditure over 10,000 should be paid through account pay, check or draft. It should not be paid in cash. Here, all salaries are paid through check except the watchman. Watchman is paid 2,000 rupees per month. So for 1 year it will be 24,000. It is more than 10,000, but it is not paid in one installment. It is paid monthly to 2,000. So every time payment is only 2,000, which is below 10,000. So it is allowed as deduction. When salary is paid to the watchman, every month we are paying 2,000 rupees. So 2,000 rupees is below 10,000. So each amount is below 10,000 payment. So it is allowed as deduction. Nothing, no adjustment should be done. Only in working note you should write down. The salary paid to watchman 2,000 rupees per month is fully allowed as deduction because each time the amount paid is below 10,000. Right, that's it. So these are the adjustment. Now we'll start the solution. Net profit as per profit and loss account 1,84,660 inadmissible expenses. Now debit side you see. Salaries including proprietor's salary 6,000. Salary paid to staff is allowed as deduction, but salary of proprietor is disallowed. So we add back disallowed. We add back the inadmissible expense. Proprietor's salary 6,000 disallowed. General insurance. General insurance includes prepaid insurance. So prepaid insurance is not allowed. So last line, general insurance premium prepaid 1200. In adjustment it is given. Now, then bad debts allowed as reduction. Provision for doubtful debts not allowed. So provision for bad debts disallowed. Then rent allowed. Discount allowed. Interest on loan. Regarding interest on loan, just now I told you, interest on loan taken for working capital it is allowed. Interest on loan taken for purchasing the asset disallowed. So interest on loan for purchasing an asset 2000 disallowed. Similarly, interest paid on loan taken for personal purpose disallowed. Then annual license fee it is allowed as reduction. Business expenditure. GST it is allowed. Goods and services tax. Income tax it is disallowed because income tax is a personal income tax 12,000 disallowed. Interest on capital is a notional expenditure disallowed. Interest on capital. So we have taken all inadmissible expenses. Take the total of inadmissible expense 36,700. Now add back 1,84,660 plus 36,700 221,360. From this we deduct incomes separately taxable. Now credit side of P&L account you can see gross profit it's a business income. Commission is a business income. Profit on sale of long-term investment it is not a business income. Profit on sale of investment is a capital gain. It is separately chargeable under the head income from capital gain, not a business income. So we deduct profit on sale of long-term investment. Last one is bad debts recovered. If bad debts are recovered, we have to see whether it was allowed or disallowed earlier. If it was allowed earlier, it's a business income. If it is disallowed earlier, it is not a business income, not taxable. Here it is given bad debts recovered allowed earlier as deduction. That means it's a business income. When allowed earlier as deduction, it's a business income now. So nothing should be done. If it is not a business income, we would have deducted. But it is given it is a business expenditure, it is a business income, nothing should be done. Already it is included. So only one item we are deducting. 21,000 rupees deduct. So 2,360,000. Now we have taken 2,360,000. Now deductions allowed as per IT rules. According to income tax rules, what are the deductions allowed? First one, rent outstanding. Per month rent 750. So 750 into 12 is 9,000. Out of 9,000, only 7,000 is paid, which is debited to profit and loss account. So how much is outstanding? 2,000. That is allowed. Similarly, depreciation on business assets. SSC is not claiming two expenditure, telephone charges and depreciation. Income Tax Act says telephone charges, if you are not claiming, ignore it. But depreciation, it's a obligate, it is compulsory, it is mandatory, compulsory, whether you like it or not, whether SSC like it or not, depreciation deduction will be given. So depreciation on business assets, 7,100 deduct. After deducting 1,93,260. Now profits, the incomes which are not included in profit and loss account. Profit on unrecorded sale. 30,000 rupees sale was unrecorded and the rate of gross profit is 15%. So 15% of 30,000, 4,500 is the profit. Then gift presented by distributor for achieving sales target. Gift given by the distributor for achieving sales target. It's a business income, so it is added. So add up 21,500, you add up total 2,14,760. This is income from business, that's all. For tax liability, business income is taxable on slab system. There are two methods of calculating the tax, slab system and flat system. Slab system will be applied for normal income. Income from salary, income from house property, income from business, slab system. That means flat system will be applied on special incomes and casual incomes. Special income like long-term capital gain, LTCG, flat rate. Casual income, flat rate. So here, what is the business income? 2,14,760. It is below the basic exemption limit of 2,50,000. And long-term capital gain, the long-term capital gain is also 21,000. 21,000 is the long-term capital gain. If we add up both income from business and income from long-term capital gain, the total income is below the basic exemption limit of 2,50,000. But after adding up both the incomes, the total income is below 2,50,000, basic exemption limit. So tax liability will be nil. No tax will be applied on this SSC. Tax liability nil. That's it. So we have completed 15 problems on computation of income from business and profession. So this much knowledge will be enough for writing confidently in your examination. So I'm stopping our discussion on this profit and gains of business and profession. In the next video, inshallah, I will start the next topic, capital gain. So if you think that these lectures will increase your knowledge, if you are satisfied with my lecture, give a like to the video. Give a like to the video and share it in your group, in your friend circle, so that more students can watch this video and increase their knowledge. Give your comments on these videos. And lastly, don't forget to subscribe my channel. Inshallah, we'll start the next topic, capital gain, in the next video.